offering up your time for free. So speaking about, obviously earlier in this podcast about all the stuff that you share on LinkedIn and that newsletter tip you just gave there, as well as Jack and Zach who share a ton of information. When you say offering up your time for free, people's alarm bells are probably ringing like, I don't have any free time. How on earth can I offer it up for free? So do you want to just explain what you mean by that?
Yeah. So as an example, like, and this is part of like some of the strategy that I'm going to be changing for 2024 as well. I just think for me to get into a target account who has never heard of Salesloft before, I just can't get in the way that I used to get in with like highlighting challenges. I need to be known within their company and within their team. So this is for tier 1 accounts. I would not do this for a tier 3 or like a medium tier 2 account. This is only for my really target accounts that I'm desperately trying to get into. I will obviously at first go in with the approach of just the normal challenges, kind of typical sales structure, see if I can do it that way. But if not, I'm going to offer my time in regards to, I'm going to find out what the team maybe are struggling with when it comes to pipeline gen. Because if anyone says they're not struggling with no areas of pipeline gen, then they're lying. So I'm going to find out what it is, and then I'm going to offer to do a best practice session on that topic. I will not mention Salesloft once, and I will promise that to them. All I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 30 minutes with your team on a area that I am good at, and I'm going to help them with LinkedIn messaging or cold calling, whatever it might be. And that is it. I am then known within that team. I've built credibility, which will then give me a nice path into any other senior leadership. But it also means that I'm connected to the lower level team as well. I can get to know them. I can understand their challenges. And then I can use that when going to more senior people, or I can get them to introduce me to their managers as well. And it doesn't always lead to anything, but most of the time it's kind of like gets my name known. And I had a situation recently where I did a best practice with a company about 2 years ago, kept in contact with them. I think I did 2 over the years. They came back to me in December saying, hey, we're going to evaluate this in January, like 2 years later, because they know who I am and they remembered me. I spent the time and effort with their team, and I helped their team book more meetings from a certain channel. And then when timing is right, guess who they've contacted? Me, of course. So although it is more of a long game, and obviously this won't work with every persona you're targeting. Obviously, if you're selling like, I don't know, financial services, and you're not really completely clued up about that, it's a bit more difficult to do like a best practice session with that. But especially when you're selling to like sales or marketing or like any revenue kind of role, it makes it a lot easier to kind of share best practices around things. So I'll do that, but I'll also add kind of, I'll use this to encourage someone to jump on a discovery call with me as well. So I will say, at the end, like if there is not a fit in this call, I will at least ensure that you leave with the top 2 or 3 tactics, whatever it might be at the time, that we're using at Salesloft that's helping us produce 50 to 60% of our pipeline. And I will share with them at the time what is working for us. So at least if anything, they jump on this call and it's not a fit, they're going to leave with something as well, rather than jumping on a call, not getting anything out of it. They're going to get something out of this call as well. So I think it helps both with, in regards to best practice sessions, getting into the account and getting known into the account, but also if you have that someone who's a bit unsure about joining the discovery call, it also helps push them over to the other side so they want to join it because they're going to get something out of it as well.